Over the past 20 years in Australia, we've seen an enormous series of changes take place. Many organisations have restructured, they've downsized, they've right-sized, upsized. The short of it is that most people today are now doing more with less. It's quite common to find a team or a department where there were once 20 employees to be doing the same level of work with 6 or 7 employees. And so the problem is that we don't have less time, but we're all being asked to cram more into our day, our week, and of course our year.
So is the issue too much to do, or the obvious alternative is not really handling the options that we have?
It's a combination of both. For people that aren't focused and don't clearly understand what is expected, there is always too much to do. And these are the people that come in early, that stay back late, and by the end of the day, they've still got the same amount of work on their desk as when they started. There has to be something more than that, and that's really the purpose of the Time Track program. What we're trying to do is to get people to focus on what matters most, to help them see that it isn't just how much they do, it's what they do which is important.
So what are the kinds of concepts that you could introduce to a participant that would really have them take control of time?
One of the most important aspects of Time Track is to ensure that every day is started with a plan. There are so many professional people that come to work and just turn on their computer, they start reading emails, start talking to colleagues, they start looking through their in tray, and before they know it, it's 10 o'clock and then 11 o'clock and a quick bite to eat, 3 o'clock, and how many days have you ever experienced that? How many times have you had one of those days when you look at your watch and you think, my goodness, it's 5:30. You've been busy the entire day, but nothing's been accomplished of significance.
So in the Time Track program, as a participant, I'm learning more about time management. It seems to be more about self-management, and therefore time is taken care of.
The term time management is really an oxymoron. Those two words don't belong together. When you think about it, you really can't manage time. You can't change it, you can't speed it up or slow it down, but what you can do is manage yourself. You can manage the events that make up your time. So when someone says to me, I have a major time management problem, I turn around and say, it isn't time that's the problem, it's the inability to control what happens in your time. And so Time Track is all about crafting what happens more during the day than allowing other things to take place.
Is it possible to quantify the increase in output as a result of being more efficient in how I manage my day?
Absolutely. Let's imagine someone was to come to the program, apply just one of the hundreds of ideas they're going to learn, and increase their productivity, let's say by 15 minutes a day. I'm sure you'd agree 15 minutes isn't a lot of time, but just 15 minutes a day will add almost 2 40-hour weeks to their working year. If that same person was to increase their effectiveness by 30 minutes, that's close to 4 40-hour weeks a year of increased effectiveness. Now, according to our research, it's certainly more than 30 minutes per day. I'd be very surprised if someone can't get more from their day, remembering that it isn't trying to squeeze more into the 8 or 9 hours that you have, but it's focusing on what's important and doing those things first. It's having a plan, it's having a goal, it's knowing where you want to be, it's aligning your tasks to your overriding objectives. One of the things which we say to everyone that attends is when it comes time for your performance appraisal, you won't be appraised just on how much you've done. You won't be appraised on the number of hours that you've worked. Your appraisal will be based on whether you achieved your objectives. And the whole purpose of Time Track is to help align people to their time and to their objectives. We want people to be focusing on what matters most to them, to their department, to their organisation. It isn't just about trying to cram more into a day. And that's what makes this program so unique and so successful.